Hey guys, welcome to the Massive Iron Channel. I'm Steve Shaw. In this video, we're going to be talking about main gaining. I'm going to go into detail about Greg Doucette's main gaining style versus how I approach bulking and show you guys they are basically the same thing. Now, I'm basing this off of a video quote from Greg Doucette, and if I misinterpret it, I'll allow Greg to respond himself. Before I get into this topic, if you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. The best topic ideas I turn into videos just like this. All right, so I'm going to watch the Greg video first, and this was a couple days ago. And just listen to what he says about main gaining, and then we'll dive into things.
So once you get to, say, 15%, if you feel good, don't go on a 10% calorie surplus anymore. Main gain. Keep the body fat percent the same and slowly build on muscle. That is how you do it. So once you get to, say, 15%.
All right. We don't need that repeated. So basically what Greg said here, and you can see on the screen, I have keeping body fat percentage the same while building muscle. That's the key thing we need to focus here. Keeping body fat percentage the same while building muscle. Now, he did say you don't need to go into a 10% calorie surplus. Let me just pull this up for reference here for you guys. If you are in an average client that has maybe a calorie maintenance level of 2,800, that's a surplus of 10% would be a surplus of 280 calories per day times 365 days. Divided by 3,500 calories per pound of fat. And that type of bulk would put you somewhere around 30 pounds gaining per year. Both Greg and I will agree that's a fat gain bulk. That's not a good way forward. So the 10% thing that he mentioned, he's absolutely correct. That's a fat gain bulk. And that's probably about twice as aggressive as both Greg and I would advocate. And let me show you why. So again, we're going to focus on keeping body fat percentage the same while building muscle. The Shaw bulk or main gaining. We're going to take somebody that is about 170 pounds and 15% body fat. And in my world with my clients, I try to have them train hard and gain about a pound to a pound and a half a month. So we're going to use somewhere in between there at about a pound and a quarter a month, or, about 15 pounds a year, 15 pounds a year if you were bulking the whole year. So we're going to look at a whole year. You gain about 15 pounds the whole year. And main gaining, you're going to start at, the same guy's going to start at 170 and 50% body fat. And the goal is to build muscle while maintaining the same body fat percentage. So what you need to understand about this is you can't stay at the same body fat percentage if your weight's not going up. Okay, if you're staying at the same body fat percentage and you stay at that same weight and you build muscle, your body fat percentage would go down. Do you understand what I'm saying here? So if you stayed at 170 and built 10 pounds of muscle and lost 10 pounds of fat, your body fat percentage would drop to about 8% over the course of a year. What Greg is saying is keeping your body fat percentage the same while building muscle. So that's what we're focusing on. Because again, and I want to repeat this because this is an important point and I'm going to receive comments down below. If you start at 170 in the main gaining world and you gain 10 pounds of muscle, lose 10 pounds of fat, which is what many people want to do, which is, virtually impossible unless you're a freak. You would end up 170 pounds at about 8%, at about 7.5% body fat percentage. That would be freaking amazing if you could actually do that. But that's not what Greg's saying here. So after a year, okay, on my plan, you're going to gain about 1.25 pounds per month. And let's say both of these individuals gain 10 pounds of muscle a month, 10 pounds of muscle over the course of a year, At the end of the road, my client's going to be about 185 pounds at about 16.5% body fat percentage. In Greg's world, his client's going to end up at about, or this individual is going to end up about 182 pounds and 15% body fat percentage. So to stay at the same body fat percentage, when you add muscle, you're going to add a little bit of fat. That's just the way it goes. You have that ratio, that 15%, which is a little bit over 6-to-1. So to main gain and keep your body fat percentage at the same point while building muscle, you are going to gain weight. You are going to gain weight. And we need to understand here, though, that Greg's scenario is a perfect case scenario, right? A perfect case scenario where your body fat percentage stays exactly the same and you absolutely dial everything in and your client's absolutely perfect. And that can be applied to mine as well. We're not that far off. We're not that far off. We're basically saying the same thing. We basically have the same end goal. We want to have our clients build mostly muscle, very little fat, and at the end of the road, they've added a good amount of muscle and kept their body fat percentage pretty close to where it is now. And again, both of our examples, they're just numbers, they're math, they're not real people. And when you're working with real people, obviously there's going to be ups and downs and bad periods and adjustments made. But at the end of the day, you can see that main gaining and what I advocate are pretty much the same thing. We want to take individuals, have them build muscle, and stay at about the same body fat percentage. Where a lot of people go wrong on this is they think that they are staying at the same weight, okay? So if you're a 170-pound guy and you want to gain like 30 pounds of muscle and get close to your genetic natural potential, and you think you're going to stay at 170 pounds and build 30 pounds of muscle and main gain and stay at that, you're a fool, because that's never going to happen. You would have to gain 30 pounds of fat, gain 30 pounds of muscle, lose 30 pounds of fat, and you'd have to be just an absolute freak. You'd probably have negative 5% body fat percentage at that point. That's just simple math. So what I wanted to do in making this video, because I get this question so often about main gaining, is show you guys that, number one, a 10% calorie intake above maintenance is a little bit too high. It's probably more around 5 to 6%, which is more reasonable. And it's going to get you more muscle and less fat. So you'll be in a slight surplus and you're not going to have to eat as much per day, but it's a trivial difference. So I wanted to show you guys that a 10% surplus was a little bit too aggressive. It's going to add a lot of fat over the course of a year. It's going to add up very quickly. So my advocation of 1 to 1.5 pounds per month, and Greg's advocating maintaining the same body fat percentage while gaining muscle. What you can see here is at the end of the road, they're basically about the same thing. Now, somebody's going to say, yours has 3 pounds more. Well, again, these are just examples. They're not real world. And we basically have the same goal. So, guys, hope this video has been of some help. If you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. If you made it this far in this video and have yet to subscribe to my channel, please do. I'd appreciate the support. So, guys, as always, thanks for watching. Have a great day.